Hello, hello, here we go. Into the breach. Hey, aliens, welcome back, sir. Haven't seen you in a bit. It's 35, 45, I think. Goodness gracious. Who we got in tonight? Never yelled Benrice this loud. Well, I think I could hear you from here. Ayo, Bakare with the hi, hello. Jonu ha, how's it going, man? It is going. It's going all right. Got some mild, just a little kink in my neck from squatting yesterday, but I'm gonna try not to let it bug me too much. Just started with a new coach today, leading up to Raw Nats. What main considerations would you say I need to make when doing this? What are you referring to? Like, what should you ask of your coach? What should you expect of your coach? What kind of standards should you hold them to? That kind of a thing, or? Yeah. Good morning. Thick and juicy. Thanks, aliens. Try it. What's my favorite food? I don't know. Probably Mexican food in general. Anything you should watch out for? I would say that the most important thing in my experience is the communication that you have with the coach, and are they fitting you into a system, or are they coaching you based off of what you need? You need to be the priority, right? So your lifting you're responsible for making sure that your lifting is a high enough priority in their considerations. And when you ask questions, I encourage questions. With all my lifters too, I always encourage questions. If they don't understand why something's in the program, I want them to ask me, right? So, because if I can't defend why it's in the program, then maybe it shouldn't be in there. Robert, hello, welcome back. Big Birdie, thanks for doing the live sessions. It's cool to have some interaction. I appreciate having you guys here in the first place. So, I like the interaction too. I think we're getting going here with these sets. What'd I write down? 345 for 4 triples on the regular bench. That should be an interesting day. Bench got a little tough last night, not gonna lie. Was getting kind of lazy with my shoulder. Since we're past most of the really, really crazy stuff in the prep, I have to be really intentional about my kind of the mental focus I take into each session now, because it's really easy to try and coast and not pay full attention, but that's when you get hurt, right? When you're hesitating, when you're coasting, when you're not fully committed to following through with the work and holding yourself to a high level of expectation of your effort and execution anyway. Waking up. Waking up the body, anyway. D-Man Pisto, how much do I weigh? About 220 right now. Give or take. A daily weight fluctuation. Yeah, do I think upgrading from a tapered, thinner front, thicker belt to an actual powerlifting belt is worth the difference in price? If you plan on eventually going to one, then yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. Because if it comes down to like buying, I'm not, Lenny. I'm just ignoring anything you say about Interstellar at this point. And I was in the middle of a answer and you just threw me off my game, Lenny. Come on, Lenny, get your stuff together. Yeah, I think that if your plan is to get into the sport more, that if you're probably eventually going to get a better belt, I would just personally try to make the investment up front. But it depends on your situation, right? To kind of tie that into Lenny's question, do I plan on getting investing in a competition bench anytime soon? I've got what's working now with the plan to improve on it later. Yes, Lenny, I do, but soon is a very relative word in terms of I've got the other responsibilities that I'm taking care of, and what I've got works for now. So that's kind of where we're at. Bad time, computer. Don't be asking me those kind of questions. That feel in the same weight as Ben, but he lifts more. Yeah, well, you probably had more of a social life, so. Amiro, hey Ben, long time. I didn't see you. I'm busy with uni exam. You're taking an exam right now? Turn off the computer, my friend. Turn off the computer. Come back. I'll be here later. How dare you? Yeah, Lenny, that's right. So whenever I bench, there's an issue. There's this issue I have with you not watching Interstellar. Yep, that's it. That's the biggest issue that we can have. I guess if that's the biggest issue, then we can get along all right. I will watch it when I have a chance to with my lady, but I'm not super interested in watching it by myself at this point. Lenny, yes, I do. I have a band across the bench. It doesn't help a whole lot, but I don't want it to help a whole lot because normal benches, like even a competition bench, isn't like Velcro. And you see some guys will like put bands on and chalk their back and wear an A7 shirt and put a yoga mat over it or something to increase the friction. It's like, well, you don't want to throw yourself off to where the meat ends up being scary harder than the rest of it. Lenny's getting leaner. Good job, Lenny. Going on vacation in like 1.5 months so you can be a chubders. Or chubders. Miro, exams on Saturday, so now you're doing some revision. Okay. You usually see people put 2 bands. Yeah, but because the way my bench is set up, when I do that, I don't know. I could do that. I don't want to waste the bands, I think. It's probably it. I could have them doing other things. Nah, I'm just lazy. I'll just be honest. I'm just lazy and don't feel like grabbing 2 bands and doing it. I have no real good excuse. Honestly, just about every real excuse I've ever given is something that I probably could have changed. Oh man. Existential life situations, boys. Alright, 2 sets in. Looking a little slow on the set transitions. But this is a bit heavy. Not in absolute terms, but just in relative terms to how I'm feeling and what's going on. 5. Whew. Big Birdie, you seem to have an imbalance on depth on my bench. Favoring the right side depth. Should be ignoring this imbalance in my own lifts, or should I actively correcting it? If you don't know why it's happening, that's something to really put, I would suggest fixing it, right? This is my bum shoulder. And so it's something that I'm aware of, and I'm always struggling with it. So don't, one of those things of do as I say, not as I do, right? If you can fix it, then fix it. But yeah. Aliens is visiting his girlfriend in New York right now, barely going to the gym. Bring her with you. Bring her with you. Never tried the band thing. Might try it sometime. Now to the point in my diet where I can eat with doubles for all my meals. What does knee caving in generally mean? How can I correct it? There are a lot of things it could mean. Could mean your quads are weak. Could mean that you're releasing too much tension at the bottom. And so you get to the bottom of the squat and you've had to relax to reach depth. And so when you try to re-engage everything, the system kind of boop, at the same time. And a lot of people have really tight adductors and they don't activate their adductors. They don't have any activation. So you go from 0 activation to 100% activation when you're trying to put a bunch of force into the squat. And so when those adductors fire from 0 to 100, the knees will cave, the hips squirt back, and the low back takes a lot of that load, and you end up doing this kind of whoop whoop sort of motion. So some of the things that I would work on for correcting that: work on your glute mobility, so you're not having to relax at the bottom of the lift, so you can hit depth while keeping stability throughout the entire hip capsule. And then make sure that your weight distribution through your foot is even enough so that you're not just pushing out and you're not just on your heels, but you have the hip, all the muscles in the hip being engaged, and then drawing yourself into the squat instead of just dropping into the squat. That's what I would encourage. That's what I try to do to work on my own knee valgus, because it is an issue. Big Birdie, how about lifting to some public domain music such as opera or other music that has passed the statute of limitations? I'm okay. I mean, if you guys don't like listening to me just talk without the music, then we can look into some things. But in general, when I'm streaming, I value the conversation more anyway, and it's harder for me to think when I have music going. So I guess combination of that, and I don't really need music to lift, because when I get in there I bring myself back and focus in. Music's nice to have, but I don't like to rely on it as a training necessity. Yeah, Lenny, that sounds like a decent plan, as long as you're still recovering and you're not hurt still. Back into squatting and deadlifting. Start doing full body 3 times a week to re-ingrain the movements. Yeah. Stay light. Be patient. Better to be patient and conservative and take too long, I guess. Oh, there's my... Be right back to answer the next little thing of questions. That is my alarm telling me I need to do another set, and I'm being a lazy boy. We ain't no chair, no lazy boy here. Annoying. 15 minutes. Start the timer. Five, because I'm a lazy boy. D-Man, when Pete Rubish squats, he falls forward on the ascent. What do you think that is? Pete's formerly like a high bar squatter, right? He's got some pretty long leverages. Center of gravity's pretty high, and he's got a really, really strong lower back, and so I think a lot of his tendency is to try and let that take the movement, and so probably losing a little bit of tightness on the bottom. And coming up, might be some just spinal segmentation going on, but no, I think a lot of people, most people, myself included, just because I recognize the fault in the movement of saying like this is something to work on to keep your knees from valgusing and keep you from getting pitched. Knowing about it doesn't necessarily mean it fixes it, right? It takes a lot of different, I'm very rarely surprised by a critique when someone tells me something on the internet like, hey, this is what your lift is doing, or it's like, hey, you're bent. A good example, it doesn't always have to be in a negative tone, but saying something like, hey, your bench is uneven. Yeah, I know. I'm always working on it. Hey, your squats, you lean forward pretty hard, or sometimes that you tend to have some collapse in the knees. Yep, I practice every day to try and fix it. So there is something to say that there's a lot of improvements that can be made even with high-level lifters, and it gets more challenging to hold your technique when you get heavier and you're using bigger weights. Okay, Birdie, your wife wants the music. Well, tell her that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that she's gonna be stuck with the second-hand boring ramblings of a goofy little lifter boy. Aliens, my girlfriend says Ben is cuter than me. Well, you're there. Yeah, I don't have a wife or girlfriend. What do? And enjoy your life, and we'll see what happens in the future, I guess. Miro, do I need to squeeze my glute when benching to keep everything tight? It's your whole body should have tension, right? You should be keeping tight and activated, not just relaxing. Unless you're able to relax certain parts of your body, but in general, that's the glutes being engaged is going to help you stabilize yourself on the bench, right? Because the only contact point you have in terms of stability is your feet on the ground, and so the entire chain up from your feet anchoring you to the ground, your rear end and your shoulder blades touching the bench, like that's your only points of stability. So you want to lock yourself in and be anchored into those bases of where you can generate force from. So it's nice to have them engaged, I would say. Sydney is the man. Is there any advantage to telling the bar to shh on the press? Yeah, it asserts your dominance. You haven't been doing that? Come on, man. He's falling from reward is caused by thoracic rounding, probably because his back is super strong and he likes to take the load. Oh, goodness. Even cool, I asked because I do the same falling forward, but with 300 pounds less. It can happen to anybody, my friend. James, hello. Hello. Did you experience back pain along the road, and how did you manage to avoid it? Future back injury. Back discomfort, yes. I've had some spinal issues in the past, not really related to lifting, but more related to the arches in my feet being imbalanced, my pelvis being crooked, and then loading my spine with that pre-existing condition. My advice is to make sure that you warm up thoroughly, take care of yourself out of the gym, and do the best that you can to maintain good positions, and because you can do everything right and still get hurt. You can have one unlucky rep or one thing where something just goes a little wonky, or you can be at the bottom of a squat and an earthquake can happen, right? So try to minimize the things that you have the ability to control, and then just commit to trying and keeping yourself accountable for your positions. If you start to notice that there's real issues that are happening and it's happening frequently and it's becoming kind of a more than just like, I misgrooved that rep. Well, if you misgroove every rep, maybe it's time to rebuild. That's one of the things with my bench. Right now, we're close enough to a meet that I'm recognizing there's a breakdown in my bad shoulder. After this meet, then I'm going to be trying to focus on cleaning that up again. So, C. Gason, hello, sir. Anyone could. Oh boy. Yeah, and you guys are just talking aliens. Then skip my inappropriate joke on purpose. Yep, that's it. I'm trying to get better at self-moderating in terms of what I acknowledge and what I don't. That's why half of Lenny's comments never get read. Alright, last triple for the regular benches. And then into the Spoto Press work. Is what it is. 22 minutes. About halfway for halfway. Rude. It's not rude. Oh, man. Stomach is acting a little wonky. But if you're ever in Syracuse, you can lift with me and my lady. You may have to bring a half a dozen 45s to get it done. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Ugh. When Brandon comes up and visits Seattle, if you ever, on days when we're not able to get into Seattle Strength and Power, he ends up going to like CrossFit gyms. And we were talking about the potential of working out more than just the 2 times that we got in that week. And it was kind of funny because we were talking about going to this CrossFit gym. He had a squat ab, but he said, you can't really come because we're not going to be able to, I know there's not going to be enough weights. And he was right. There weren't enough for us to either both work out at the same time or for me to hit my top sets. Hey, so you guys what, man? Hello from the university. Oh, man. Another one of those days where my intention was probably to start a little earlier, but I was really hoping to get rid of this neck kink before. I can't tell if it's from being lazy in yesterday's benching or if I had a weird squat rep that kind of went a little wonky. I can't go work out at the gym. There won't be enough weights. All you guys talking about fasting. I've got a bowl of half-eaten oatmeal here that I was trying to get down because I unintentionally fasted most of the day. Mostly where I just forgot to eat. Yep, conventional doesn't count. You guys are getting it. Oof. I don't even know how that's feeling. Let's just repeat what we did last week since the shoulder's not feeling 100% today. Week and a half out is not a time to be a hero for bench pressing right now. Steven, weren't you more productive? Not really. It wasn't really more productive because I didn't eat. End up treating it as a 6-hour cheat meal instead of 18-hour fasting. Managing cravings, man. No, even when I haven't eaten in a long time, I don't tend to I used to when I was younger. I used to feel really, really hungry in between meals. Now I get thirsty. Like that's a bigger thing for me is my water. Luigi, what's up, brother? Brandon, hello. Ugh. Goodness. Motivation level, bench, right? You guys still talking about fasting, pros, cons, all that good stuff. Definitely not magical. No approach is. Usually the accepting of that is the hardest part for most people for any kind of nutrition or training protocol. Thoughts on massage? They're great. In terms of like recovery things, soft tissue work, in the past I've had good Bonico, sup girl? Shoot. But yes, Luigi, I like the idea of using sports massage. I've seen positive benefits from tissue work like that. I do a lot of self-massage in terms of to help my knee or my shoulder getting past things. So I think it can be an effective recovery protocol in my experience, I guess. I don't have a whole lot of literature to cite. That's not usually how we go on the stream. I should probably get better at that, right? I spout a lot of things that people can just... What if I'm just wrong, right? What if everything I'm saying is lies? I hope that it's not. I really believe that the things I say end up being pretty factual and pretty reliable, but always check your sources, kids. Always check your sources, even if they're me. Even if they're me. Spoto Presses, aka I never know how these are gonna go, what they're gonna feel like, what they're supposed to feel like. It's always a happy ending, Ben, exactly. Brandon, coming in clutch. Thank you very much, sir, for the generous donation. Greatly appreciated. It's been a good week of streams for the finances, I'll say. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you so much. Hit me up with a question, Brandon. I want to answer something for you if you're going to be being all sweet and donating things. Ugh, we got... Cool. Maybe. Never know how close I get with those. Wow, this is new. Luigi, this is Super Chat. Super Chat is a thing on the YouTubes. It's the little money sign next to the happy faces down in the chat bubble. So people can link comments that pop up there based off of the numeric value. And yeah. I don't have much else to say. They're never... I guess what I tend to say and the way I feel about them is that as much as I appreciate them, I never like require or expect them. My content will continue and will always continue to remain free. And the donations are just if someone feels like donating to, I guess, helping me be able to do these kind of things and justify it in terms of, you know, if financial responsibility for myself, and if I'm as long as I'm able to make a living doing this stuff that I do, then I can continue to produce this kind of content and other kinds of content. So I guess Big Birdie, Spoto, it's a press that is named after Eric Spoto, the very, very successful raw bench presser, former world record holder, where you stop just off of the chest before pressing. It's to encourage you to not lose tightness at the bottom of the lift. And for myself, it's kind of trying to help me become less of a heave bencher, where I sink into my chest. No, Lenny, it's not named after you. You trolly little man. So yeah. Brandon, this is for the past. I had only my iPad on the truck and I could not do super chat. Now I got my laptop finally working, so I want to pay what is owed. Well, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. Someone asked a question about a supplement. What do I think of De Novo Nutrition's Utopian? It's a focus and concentration enhancer. I have no opinion because I've never used it or heard of it. So, D-Man Pisto, any thoughts on Bill Ackman's short on Herbalife? Haven't seen it, unfortunately. Bonica, listening to some 2020 Sugar We're Going Down. I had a couple people yesterday send me some songs from the new Dear Evan Hansen, not new, it's Dear Evan Hansen musical that's new to me. I hadn't heard it before, and dang, I'm liking those songs. Gonna try to get the group maybe to sing some of those, do some covers of that, because I really like it. Lenny, what should I eat for my last meal of the day? Suggestions? Just chicken breast and rice. Old school. Can't go wrong with that, right? What I do? Oh man, I'm getting distracted. I'm distracting myself at this point. That's the thing. It's not your guys' fault because I let myself do this. That was easier than I expected it to be, which is good. That's nice. Oh my goodness gracious. 320 is the back off triples. C. Gason, what do I think are the best specs for a bench? For example, how wide should it be compared to shoulder width? Check out competition standards, like whatever federation you compete in. Look those up and use that. And if you're not interested in competing, wider, thicker benches are easier on the shoulders. Birdie, where did I buy this t-shirt? This is me. That's my shirt. That's the Ben Rice Strength Crew. That's me right there. Boom. You can get them on the Strength Crew website. I have them stored in bins over there. If people wanted to order them, they come directly from me. So when they're late, that's why. Because I'm trying to be an adult. Wow, I see the blue. Invading Aliens. My girlfriend wants you to sing on stream. Oh, and you donated. I don't know what I wish that I could just blow that off, but you gave a financial incentive. What would I sing? What would I sing that wouldn't get me a copyright infringement? Is that even possible? With the garage door open too? I was busting some songs yesterday, but they're not polished enough. What could we do? I'm seriously considering what I would do. Okay. You guys aren't allowed to judge me for this. I'm gonna have to look up some lyrics. The thing is, this is gonna exist online forever. This is a live performance right now. Trying to find something that I did as an audition piece a ways back, because I know that I can comfortably do that a cappella, or semi-comfortably. I don't know if anything's comfortable. What's the audio quality like right now? See all the things I'm doing to like try and justify if this is bad. What up, Arthur? Let me see. I forget how often whenever someone offers, or whenever someone's supposed to sing, everybody has a million suggestions, as if like that's gonna be able to fix what I'd be able to do. Whoa, 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 whoa. I am a poor, wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world alone. There is no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. And I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. Whoa, 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 whoa. Here we go. And I know dark clouds will gather around me, and I know my way is rough and steep, and the beautiful fields lie just beyond me, and I know my way is rough and steep, and I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going home. So I did that for an audition once, and that's a thing. So that is for the invading aliens. That's for your girlfriend and the nice things. The nice things you guys did. Double donation, double song. Doesn't work like that, Monica. Is this Wade in the Water? No, it wasn't Wade in the Water. 2020 is on Spotify, aliens. Thank you again for the donation. We're on Spotify. The link should be in the description of every one of my videos. Oh, it does. Stream our album on Spotify, Apple Music, or Google Play Music. Just look up 2020 cover art, my friend. We don't do that song. Gonna have to start singing while doing working sets? Yep, that's always the thing, right? Oh, I didn't tell you guys about how things went when I went, because I sang the national anthem at the Tangi Johnson Classic this week, and it went really well. I was real happy with how it went. And it's funny because she and her husband, my former chiropractor, Brandon Bridgman, want me to come back and do the national anthem next year, and then do a deadlifting demonstration or something, or a lifting demonstration. So I'm going to try and figure out a year from now what kind of demo I'll do, and just confuse the heck out of some people when I go and they hear me sing the national anthem, and then do some sort of lifting thing. I don't know what yet. Bonica, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do Sugar We're Going Down right now. It would, I would explode and not be able to get through my workout. But it's on the album if anyone wants to hear it. That's definitely the hardest song we covered. That was back when we used to arrange, not necessarily to the voices or like with full shows in mind. We just wanted to get the coolest things. Alec, if I could be a professional NBA player right now, would you quit powerlifting to pursue that? Assuming you couldn't do both? No, I'm not interested. I'm not super interested in basketball. So I respect other people for doing it, but it's not what I'm interested in doing. So it wouldn't be fulfilling for me. Which is why I do anything that I do in life, to pursue fulfillment and try to add value to the world in whatever way I can. Oh, and Big Birdie, the reason the microphone didn't distort a whole lot is because this is my girlfriend's rock band mic. So we classy up in here. VG, I got it for Raw Nats. Instead of picking attempt songs, just sing a cappella towards the bar. It's a different mental place, friends. It's a different mental place. I could do it and separate things, but I definitely wouldn't want to do it right before. I wouldn't want to do it and try to do it well right before an attempt. Set my back properly on that first one. Almost fell off the bench. Silly boy. Silly boy doing silly things. Yeah. How would you discreetly set up a camera in the gym to film yourself? Any ideas would be helpful? That's tough, man, because it's almost better to ask the people around you or let them know that you're filming so that they don't feel like they're being creeped on. I think that's the thing that causes most problems, is when someone's filming and someone else doesn't realize or recognize that they're being filmed. Birdie, speed was good. Yeah, well, these are significantly lighter, and I took a much longer break there than usual. If I do these next 2 sets within... Oh, okay, within 7 minutes. We can do that. That's possible. Even with my little... mental detour. That was pretty easy. We didn't add weight from last week on the Spoto presses, which is a factor, because I wasn't sure how they would go, because I never am sure of how they would go, and the actual benching was a little rough. Yeah. Well, Alien, sometimes there's policies in gyms about filming, but usually those are only really enforced by the people who are working at the gyms. And if you explain to the people around you why you're filming, that you're not being creepy, and that you're just trying to check your technique or something, and you're trying to be consistent, usually other patrons, if they're lifting, should be understanding of that. And if not, just don't. You don't have to be like full YouTube vlogger status where you've got the gorilla pod with the DSLR with the giant fuzzy boom mic on it, right? You could just I was pretty fortunate that I had small camera setups, and then I got my GoPros, so I use GoPros with my remote. That's why I don't have to turn on and off the camera by hand when I do my stuff. Aliens, I'm technically I'm deloading this week. I mean, these first 2 sessions are generally lighter, where the Thursday and Saturday sessions have been the heavier sessions. Though, right now, I am... the Thursday and Saturday sessions this week, I'm not going up as heavy as I did last week. Last week I worked up to a 646 squat and a 720 deadlift. I think this week I don't go above 605 on squat, and I'm pretty sure my heaviest deadlift is like 670 or something. Not even going over 700 pounds. What am I even doing with my life? Okay, another set. Another set. If I can get these 2 done in 5 minutes, we're still on track. We still in this, boys and lady. Monique, I know you're still there, girl. Shoot. Alec powerlifters are dumb. We praise the Spoto Press, yet grappling gym bros who've been doing partial reps for years. Do we? I try not to shit on anybody who's in there getting stronger. I tell people all the time that squatting to depth is only really important if you're lifting to someone else's standards, right? Forget all that other reasoning for doing things. Honestly, if I wasn't a powerlifter, I probably wouldn't bench press. It's just the stuff it does for the shoulders would I would pick other movements. McBirdie, when do you usually decide on your openers? I don't. I'm going to give that option up to my coaches. Usually we get an idea of what we think I'm going to be capable of at that meet and kind of track backwards. But my openers should be relatively easy. I'm going to guess Eric and Hanny. Cut my hand on the bar. Don't know how I did that. I managed in some way. I'm going to guess, knowing them and knowing me, we're probably going to open somewhere around 618 on squat, 360 on bench, and the deadlift, we could open with 720. I wouldn't mind it. They might want me to open with 712 or something like that. So we'll see. That's my guess. So if you guys see those opening attempts come through, and I guessed correctly. Thomas asking how long peaking usually lasts for me. Well, it's kind of the whole process of peaking, right? It's not just like, oh, I'm doing a peak week or anything like that. Usually it ends up being something like I'm gonna taper into a meet, once we decide what the meet is. Everything in the process of getting ready for that is technically peaking. Usually, well, for the Arnold, I did my heaviest sets a week out. I did my heaviest deadlift 7 days before I had to compete. And my heaviest squat 2 days before that. So this time I think I took my heaviest sets 2 weeks out, which we're going to try and see how that goes. But I'm going to keep training up until the weights are down, the volume's not nearly as intense as how crazy it had gotten in the middle of the training block. But I'll lift up until 2 days before, I think. I think we take 2 days off before a meet, but I'll be training up until that point. So actually I don't know if we'll be streaming next week. At least not lifting. I might stream just to stream, but Saturday will, not this upcoming Saturday, but the following Saturday will be the meet. Right? Or am I totally off? Yeah, I think so. That should be right. Grant, how do I work shoulders in my training? Through bench pressing. I don't do a whole lot of direct shoulder work. Through my programming, I tend to just do some stuff on my own if I feel like it. Usually because my shoulders get so taxed out from benching 4 days a week. It's pretty tough sometimes. I'm gonna do, Kurt, if I never wanted to compete again, I would probably never squat. I wouldn't squat the way I do now in terms of the uncomfortable amounts of volume and stuff. All right, we're gonna do this last set and I'll come back to these questions. Turn on camera. There's my 50-minute mark, so I'm slightly behind schedule, but I'm pretty darn close, which I can accept. I can accept it. Quick turnover transition. Camera off. Lap timer. Go. Wrist wrap. Disengage. Pew! Camera, relocate. Shirt untucked. All right. Tripping all over the place. Quick, warm up set. Oh, done. I'm just kidding. This will be interesting. We're making it, fam. All right, James, Ben, when does exercise variation necessary? It's usually helpful to prevent overuse injuries. Usually in things like off-season, but powerlifting is a skill-based sport. Yes, you get stronger, but you get better at the competition lifts and the techniques and knowing where your positions are. So variations are a way to add variety into your training routine. For one, to prevent mental burnout. For two, to give things like your connective tissue. I don't know why I moved the mic away from myself when I'm talking. Give things like your connective tissue a chance to not get burnt out with overuse injury and worn down, because the muscle tissue tends to adapt faster and handle volume more than ligaments and the joint connective tissues. I said connective tissue 72 times in that explanation. And then in general, I like using it to get more volume in without practicing bad habits. Because if you're taking your competition movement and you're getting a whole bunch of crazy volume with high rep sets and stuff, if you start to have positional breakdown, then at that point, every rep that you complete that's not pursuing ideal form because you're too tired to be able to do it is ingraining bad habits. Because every time you practice a lift, you're practicing that lift. You're ingraining a habit, either a good one, doing it correctly, or a bad one, which is pulling you further away from correct. So that's my answer to that. Zizis, hello, sir. Hope all is well. All is doing all right. The aliens, what bothers me most in the gym is when people try to downplay your 1 rep max parallel squat because you can do 30%. Oh, because they can do 30% of that weight. Yeah. But, Lenny, you're driving right now? Well, please be careful and don't watch the stream. You can listen, but don't take your eyes off the road. Is a big 405 on bench coming soon? I don't know if I'm the one who's really in control of that anymore. Kind of just the universe may decide. Brandon, what are my feelings about Planet Fitness for someone on the road a lot who is an aspiring powerlifter? You have to work with whatever you have available. So that's really it. You have to do what you can with what your circumstances are, what your options are, and if that's all you have available to you, then you have to make the most of it, right? Oh no. Darrington is doing high rep pause squats. That's his fault. He competed too early. Silly boy. Choosing retro or any other chain over 2 up, 4 down. Regards from your former client, Misha. Hello. Thanks for the great content. Well, I appreciate that greatly. Thank you so much. Thomas, what was my major in college? Music. Started out with vocal performance. Minored in American Sign Language. Before I got diagnosed with ADHD, so I have an easier time when I prepare something than when I do when I'm actually receiving information from someone who's signing to me. My girlfriend who took it in high school is still better at signing than I am, but I'm the one with the minor in it. Eventually I switched from vocal performance after pursuing it for 6 years to just a general music degree, like a Bachelor of Arts. I was more interested. I wasn't planning on pursuing the music like career-wise anyway. My goal was to, I don't know what my goal was actually. I had a lot of different things going on. I'm still doing a lot of different things. Who knows what's up with life, you know? Who knows what's up with life? Kurt, Brandon, just my 2 cents. As long as you're getting the work in, it's better than nothing. No, that's my advice, Brandon. Is you just have to do what you can do, and that's Kurt's right. That if you're doing something, it's better than doing nothing. Just make sure that you can do the best that you can with what you've got, and then hopefully things will kind of move past it at that point, because you're still living that truck life, right? So yeah. Big Birdie, do you still ever do overhead press? Not really, because that resulted in a lot of injuries for me, for a multitude of reasons. I don't blame the movement. I blame my inability to do the movement and progression in a way that worked for my body. Maybe we'll try it in the future if I'm a little bit better at it. But yeah, I've messed around with it many times over the years. I'm not opposed to the idea of ever trying it again. But the next time I try it, I will need to make some big adjustments for myself for safety reasons. Fred, hey Ben, hello. I'm kind of confused about the bend the bar cue. Do I focus only on the unrack and descent or the whole entire lift the bench? I think the bend the bar cue, the idea is to create tension in your lats, right? So the idea of doing that, you're cueing that to keep the wrist locked so it's not actively moving because you're creating a torque, and then you're also getting your lats engaged. My chair's uneven. And that feeling of that lat lock is why you're bending the bar, and then track the elbows, because you don't want your elbows out here because that's going to close down all the space in the gap you have in the shoulder capsule. You don't want your elbows to be all the way in here. That tends to lock the lats in, and you're actually engaging it. Sets up your the tension that you have in your back. So I hope that helps. I hope that explains it a little better. But that tension should be there the whole time. You should never relax that, because that's what's stabilizing you against the bench. Big on burp demon. Aliens, there's a lot of chain gyms other than Planet Fitness, though I added Deadlift last machine. Minored in ASL. Well, here's the thing about that, Aliens. I talk a lot. And the idea of being able to communicate with more people is something that's always been kind of interesting to me. And in general, one of my biggest fears is, like, if I lost my hearing and my ability to communicate. You know, some freak accident happened, I couldn't talk anymore, I couldn't communicate this way, or losing my hearing, I'd still want to be able to reach out and connect to people. And that was something that I was really fascinated by. I always thought it was really beautiful. And when I was going through college, I was taking part in a lot of, like, stage performances, so operas, musical theater. I still do gigs with 2020 and stuff, and ASL is very expressive, facially expressive, and so I think it really helped me out in those roles with the performance art, I guess. So. You heading to bed, Birdie? Was that a good night? Was that what that was? James, good luck with your meet, bro. Hope you hit some PRs. I'll do my best to do the best I can, James. Thanks so much. See you soon. Have a good one, man. Anabolic bro, Mike. Ben, can you hit me with some wise words to go back and study hard for my finals? I'm out. Hope rest of your lifts go well tonight. The work you put in now will... The amount of time, effort, and work that you put in now is going to be the only thing that you can control going into those finals. And so work as hard as you can to give your best effort, and then no matter what happens afterwards, you did your best, and so that whether you pass, fail, good things, bad things, you can move on feeling good about how you've done. Because your effort's the only thing you control. So focus on that. You'll get through. Aliens, my girlfriend did ASL in high school, National Honor Society. She likes your singing, and she says you're cuter than me. Well, I'm flattered. I'm flattered. But you're the one in New York visiting her, so maybe she got a pretty special guy right there. Leslie, congratulations on getting into medical school. What? Congrats. So excited, but my gains are going to be slow from here on out. Well, make the most of what you can, right? But congratulations, that's exciting. That's exciting right there. Smart people, helping other people, doing smart, good, helpful things. That's what's up. rapid fire warm this up, I think. Because the goal was to finish this and get some work done so I can go visit the girlfriend tomorrow at the bakery. Maybe play some Pokemon. Oh my gosh, I've got a case of the yawnies. Wake up. Do your work. Do the things. Okay. No, not by rotating my hips. Okay. What you know about me? Forgot the chalk with the double overhand, didn't hook, and still went all right. Looking over at my belt like I'm gonna put that on. We don't bout that life, fam. Where are we at? Where are we at? What I missed? Yahia's gonna be working for Google next week. Congratulations. Leslie's going to New York IT. Holla. Aliens, I don't believe... They might actually ship... I know they ship across state lines sometimes. But the problem with like baked goods, right, is they're a perishable item. So usually the farther away you get. But I'll ask him tomorrow. I'll ask him. You have my email. Shoot me an email. If you're like serious about ordering some cake pops and shortbread or artisan cookies, and I'll give them that info. For show. Now Ben is about to smoke my deadlift PR. What's your deadlift PR, Kurt? We're not smoking nothing. All natty deads right here. Literally know nothing about upstate. Oh, you guys are talking about New York, which I know nothing about, except that it's a place where Spider-Man lives. Sif Maestro, Ben, quick question for you, quick answer for you. Got sick on 11th weekend, and Smolov was sick for 1 week and ate really bad. Any thoughts on about if I should continue? That program has a really high burnout rate when you're healthy. So just proceed with caution is my advice. Most people end up not making it through even when they don't have issues. Alex, what % of max do I usually put the belt on, or does it vary? It varies. I don't wear it for my conventionals anymore. Just because the weights are always so light that we work with, relative to other stuff. Aliens, they don't do cakes, unfortunately. They do not do cakes. So your girlfriend's asking if the bakery can do our wedding cake, and I'll shoot you an email about the bakery. They do cake pops. If you guys wanted stuff for cake pops, my girlfriend does some really amazing decorating with the cake pops. But yeah, unfortunately they don't do cakes. It's a pretty small, at least at this point in time. The business itself is like family run, so it's only family members, and then one of Jesse's friends comes in and helps him. But yeah. I could tell her everything. That was 17 minutes from the last bench set to we're done with warm-ups already on the deads. I don't know what that turnover was. Question mark, 'cause I was dumb and didn't record it. That's right, Bonica. Pokemon Fire and Ice. The Solstice event is going on right now. I went and caught a couple Sandy Quills on my way to Subway today. But I'm not allowed to. I was on the phone with Jess when I was out there, and since she's working at the bakery, she's not able to go and catch any Pokemon, so I wasn't able to tell her all the cool fire Pokemon I was catching. Unfortunate. Kurt, 45, but pretty confident I have 500 in me. Haven't done deads in months due to hex plates. That's rough, man. Been doing rack pulls below the knee. Below the knee isn't. I don't know the meme enough to make it funny, but there's something funny in there. There's a joke. Someone joke this man. Do funny things. Haha. He said. All right. I made myself wait, but we don't need no wait. Routine. We're gonna turn on the camera. Though I will be honest, my conventional deadlift has come a long way since the start of the cycle. From I was doing like, I don't even remember. There were sets of like 5 or 6 under 500 pounds, and I had some struggle bus sessions with those. And now, this is, I'm pretty recovered from some of the volume that we've been working with, but I'm not maybe I should be nervous about these. If I'm feeling too good, I'm end up doing something dumb and hurt myself. But nah, not even talk like that. Don't think those thoughts, Ben. Don't do it. All right. You guys saw that? I meant to knock the sleeve off. Totally on purpose. I'm gonna show you guys what's up with this sleeve after this set. See what I'm working with. Yep. I can tell the meds are wearing off. I'm getting a little loopy, guys. I apologize in advance. My HDs are becoming AD and such. them apples. Aliens, no chickens this stream. Hopefully. I think they're penned up right now. Stand down. All about the Benjamins. Do I do front squats? Not currently. Have I in the past? Yes. I have the same issue with front squats that I tend to have with overhead pressing, where I get my elbows really inflamed from doing them. So that's been the biggest issue I have in the past. Leslie finally benched double body weight yesterday. A great week for the iron gains and the gains in life. You're having a good time, my friend. Way to go, man. Tim Wingler, do I remember the first time I squatted 600 at what body weight? First time I did it was probably in a suit, so when I first did it raw, it probably wasn't very exciting. Or it wasn't as exciting. It was exciting, I just don't remember when it was. Years ago, I probably weighed at around 200 pounds. That's my guess. Another week. Jimmy, it's 7:38 a.m. Just pulled off an all-nighter finishing my finance investment college thesis. Now I have to stay up because Ben decides to stream. Don't stay up for me, my friend. We'll have plenty of these. Plenty of these. And the plan today was to be on Twitch, but I got there's never a good time. There's never a good time to plan to do things, right? You just have to do them. So I need to stop planning and just do it. Leslie wants to make sure that before anybody gets amazed or, oh my god, that's insane for a girl, he wants to reassure everybody that he's a dude. Thanks, Leslie. Yeah, I did not know that, you Americans with your crazy American names. You can't even know for sure what the gender is on people. You're not supposed to ask. I think that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know anymore. It's weird online. Aliens mixed grip. What's next? Hook straps? Exactly. Hello, Tim. Welcome. Welcome to the hangout spot. You picked a really particularly odd one, I'll say, straight up. I'm getting a little loopy. Yeah. By the way, thanks for taking the time to and whatnot to do the stream and dispense all this free information. Hey, man. If you guys are willing to come hang out with me, I'm willing to hang out with you. That's what it's all about. Friendship. Strong friends. Lift folks. Hangout times. Woo! Leslie. Oh, by the way, my advice on mobility from a live stream a couple weeks ago helped a lot with the bicep pain on squats. Bojangles! Yes, sir. That's what we like to hear. We want that sweet, sweet, pain-free movement. Positions, not pain. Yeah. Congrats. You're just having a good time then, aren't you, Leslie? No elbow pain, medical school, double body weight bench. That's insane for a girl, Leslie. That's a boy. Leslie's a boy. Alien, sorry for being absent from the Discord and whatnot, watching streams on my phone, not really near my laptop that much. No worries, man. You're visiting a lady in New York. Understandable. Understandable. Thumb wiggler. Raw nationals. Yes, will do. Focus right now is getting through this meet, but then the plan is to go down to Raw Nationals with my girl Bonica. Yeah. Thumb wiggler, blah, 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 you already asked that. Jimmy, have you ever tried Elder Scrolls Online? I've never played a Skyrim game. But Bonica has played Skyrim because she played it while we were at the Arnold. I remember that. On Marty's computer, I believe. She used Marty's computer. I'm using Marty's shoes. Mama Marty takes care of us all. Don't know. I didn't. Biscuits. I did not write down. Started that an hour. Call that probably. How long ago did I do that last deadlift? 5 minutes, probably. Guessing more. Doesn't feel like more. We'll call it 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Oh, I was gonna tell you guys about my knee sleeve. Fun fact. I've been this isn't new. This is what's been happening all training block, but can you guys see that? We got the light. See that little hole? How adorable is that? Boop. So that's been real cute. Mentally dealing with the hole in the front of the knee sleeve. I'm gonna try and get them replaced. Aliens, my girlfriend wants to know what being a biscuit boy means. When I was a kid, I didn't swear. I still tend to be very infrequent with swear words, and so instead I would come up with clever workarounds, or a lot of language development for me was coming up with more interesting, unique, fun things to say, and it transferred over from just coming up with funny things to say instead of swearing to just saying goofy things in general. And that's my comedy. So sometimes being a biscuit boy is being a biscuit boy. I think that's really what it is. Kevin, will I ever move the boxes behind the gym? You don't like them? Probably not before I move, because I'm not planning on being here for more than like 6 months. So probably not. Jimmy, have I ever thought, or that was Kevin who asked that question. Jimmy, have you ever thought about going into a long hypertrophy focused block for a few years? Done that, kind of. In terms of like taking time away from competing, though, I don't know. I've had years where I've gone entire years without competing. I guess the honest answer is not really. Would I take time away for just years and years of lifting without like training the competition movements? Sometimes being a biscuit boy does mean being a biscuit boy. That's it. Kurt, where do I plan on moving? Probably I-5 corridor. The plan originally was coming from Ellensburg to like the Kent, Covington, Seattle-ish area in Washington, but decided to stop back here in the hometown for a little while to save up some money. The cost of living is way higher up there, and so just trying to make sure that it's a smart decision to move, and then I will get there when I get there. Ryan, what's the best piece of advice for someone trying to design their first custom Shako cycle? Research programming. Research programming so you know what you're doing in terms of changing things around and why they are the way they are. Why Boris put them in the program the way he did. Because if you're going to change programming, it's helpful to know why. And for that, I'd check out reading articles or the books that have been authored and produced by Eric Helms and Dr. Mike Israetel. Or Greg Knuckles. Those three are the people that are my go-tos when I say if you're going to research programming and understand that stuff. Kurt, Bonica is a beast. Just checked out some videos. My girl is a studlet. Bonica is all up in them squats. 600-pound squatter. I don't want to get these wrong, Bonica, so correct me if I'm wrong. 300-pound raw, 300-plus pound raw bench, and even higher with the shirt because she's the world champion, IPF world champion for women's, both equipped and raw, for the heavyweight women. She is, and I actually do not know what your deadlift is, Bonica. Please don't be mad. But she also has a very adorable cat with a very fun name, and I won't spoil it if she wants to share her cat's name. But we send each other cat videos most days. I'm stalling for zero reason at this point, friends. If you're wondering why I'm taking so long in between the set, it's because because it's conventional deadlifts, and they just don't matter. They do matter. They do matter. All deadlifts matter. Jimmy, why is 531 so nice? Because it doesn't push progression too fast. Most people can handle it. It gives you a week off every fourth week to let you recover. So it tends to feel better. It's a long-term approach, and it doesn't push you too hard to the point where you're making... In terms of cookie-cutter program, it finds that nice zone of where you make long-term consistent progress, but it doesn't do crazy things to you. Aliens, more animals on stream. Were you here when the neighbor... So the neighbors had the chickens here. That was off stream, where the chickens invaded the garage because the garage door was open. And then last week, I think, I got attacked by the little poodle poodle dog that the neighbors have also, and it came over and I picked it up on the street. I produced a dog from nowhere. Bonica loves this hangout time. So do I. They want to know the cat's name, Bonica, and I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna let you tell them. She ain't no beast. Well, she's. Stop it. Stop. No humility from you here. I'm the only one who's allowed to be humble. Get your ego out and displayed, lady beast. Okay. Just a quick little trip. Going on a trip with our favorite deadlift. Going through the garage. Conventional sock. Someone's gonna watch this with no context and they're just gonna think that I'm the weirdest person. And that's okay. Embrace your quirks, friends. Because they're what make you special. Or something. I don't know. I should not stream when I'm this loopy. Put respect on it. Goodness gracious. Aliens, you've never seen an animal on stream? Unfortunate. I can't let Chester out here because he'll get too curious and he'll run away to try and kill some small woodland creature. He's super chill and he's super adorable, but I swear if he sees another cat, he goes to a different place, man. He goes hard. Chester goes hard. 24. No, Bonica, I have not played Skyrim. My PS4 actually doesn't work right now. Plugged it in, tried to turn it on for the first time since I moved. So I'll have to figure it out. Bonica, I told them your cat has an adorable name, but I didn't want to spoil it by telling everybody. So you either have to say it or it's gonna be a secret and no one can know. Kick and Wing, you had a dream. I was in it. You were stuck under a car. I deadlifted off you and saved your life. It might be real, man. Did that really happen? Who knows? Sean, do we get a bonus point if we know your cat's name? Okay. My cat? You guys will... I never hide Chester's name. Everyone needs to know Chester's name. Everyone wants to know. There you go, Bonica with the sweet, sweet knowledge. She's got her cats, Snuggles and Jasper. Snuggles. How freaking adorable is that? Pretty adorable. Pretty adorable. It's pretty cute. Pretty cute name for a cat. Thumb Wiggler, goals for the meet. To literally just perform on the day and bring my best. Coaches are going to not be there. First time in a while that I've been either handling myself or having someone else come in and do it that's not either Eric or Hanny or both of them. So I'm not going to put numbers out there just yet. I'm just going to go in with kind of a general idea of the plan, try to take what's there on the day, do my best to execute a perfect meet, and the goal is always to hit the most that you can hit and not miss anything, right? So that's what my goal is on the day. Snuggles is 17. Jasper is 6 or 7 years old. hearing a pup? Someone's walking around out there. Some animal. You filthy animals. Yeah. Totes adorbs and she is. Exactly. Adorbs. Darrington asked me a question. I will message you back after the stream, my friend. Oh my goodness. Look at all these things. Okay. Kevin, how far along in my career did I begin training with only the big 3 variations of it, and is this how I've always trained? No. I used to do a lot more crazy things. I'd been lifting weights before, specifically only competing in powerlifting. I was, first actual powerlifting meet was in 2006. Trained for, I've been doing this for 17 years. 5 or 6 years before even competing in powerlifting. Did a lot of stuff all through, only about the last probably 6 years maybe that my training has been as condensed. And even through that I did a strongman comp a few years back. I've done a lot of other stuff. So it's varied. It's varied quite a bit. Deadlift 523. Bonica. Yeah. RWJ fan 9669 says they love me. Well, thank you so much. Love you guys too. Alexander, how far from my chest do I pause for Spoto? That's a really good question. I honestly don't really know. That is a movement I haven't played around with much before, probably 6 weeks, maybe longer than that. A couple months. We've only been using that movement in my training for a few months, and I was really bad and inconsistent at it, and now I'm less bad, but probably just as inconsistent with it. So I try to actually get as close to my shirt as I can, because if I stop too short, then it's too easy for me, and if I get right to the shirt, or like maybe just an inch or half inch off of it, then it usually is, I think, the correct effect. But we can never tell because of Ben's baby bench belly. That's right. My little protrusion. Oh, gosh. Yep. And because the angle of the camera. I know. One of my plans initially with this stream was to have the GoPro, so you were getting the footage from the GoPro, but I don't think it would still stream any at higher resolution because the upload to download rate. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I need to keep looking into it. Don't we all? Lenny Jr. still on that diet grind. Just got done with McDonald's. Currently eating a PB&J. You, sir. Go hard. Will, hello. Missing all these live streams. There you go. Missing them. Where you been? Where you been, baby? Yes, Bonica was an equipped lifter from February 2004 to 2008. Didn't lift at all for 5 years. Started lifting again February 2013, just raw. First meet in 5 years, April 2015. Going back and forth between raw and equipped since. Yep, can't convince her that raw is better and she just needs to stick with that. But, just kidding, girl. Shoot. You do you. Do you, boo-boo. Getting sleepy tired now. Not like tired, like, oh, the workout tired. Like, I've been monitoring my intake of caffeine, and I've been cutting out my caffeine by like 6 p.m. So, getting a little sleepy. Which is good. My sleep schedule is finally normalized. I go to sleep within an hour of my bedtime. I wake up within an hour of my wake-up time now, which is a million times better than it was, where it was just varied all the time. Mood's better, productivity's better. You guys didn't ask, but I'm telling you, because you need to know. Where are we at? Oh, okay. Yeah, Lenny is the Tom Platz of abs. Goodness. Normal sleep. That's right, Monica. Normal sleep. You're on a 3 or 4 hour time difference. And our friendship started with like, I'd be going to bed when you'd be waking up to work or some weirdness. Does Johnny eat? Johnny doesn't eat McDonald's every day. He eats Taco Bell every day. There's a difference. That's cultural appropriation. Just kidding. Alien's doing that mod job, my friend. Don't forget to click the bell next to the subscription bar to get phone notifications or join Discord for notifications on your computer. Doing my job better than I do. Yes. Do the things, my friends. Do the things. Oh my gosh. I don't need this break, but I don't want to do it either. I've got how much time? I've got to do it. I've got to do this set within 2 minutes, or else I've gone over my time that I allotted for the actual streamed session, and then we can still hang out for a bit afterwards. But I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't make the workout go longer than it needed to. She said, "We got it all inside his head. If I could tell her, done everything. If I could tell her, she's everything to me. 'Cause chair's in the way. Don't do it." Okay, here we go. And we done. We out with the deads. Kevin just clicked the bell. Thank you, Kevin. Yes. Oh, we did it in the past, Lenny. So I was eating a McDonald's McFlurry almost every single day. Do another 5-hour stream, then curl 315? We're not doing that. Not today. Not today. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, I think a little bit tonight. When I'm already a sleepy boy and we've been going less than 2 hours. Aliens, can I sing you to sleep for the rest of your life? Download our album. Do I watch Boruto? I don't know what that is. Will Candido or Josh Hancock ever come back to the platform? Johnny's still training. I think Josh has expressed his desire to get back into it, so maybe. I can't speak for them, though. Hope so, if that's what they want to do, and if not, then I hope that they are doing things that they want to do. I hope they don't come back just because they feel like they have to for other people, because that's the wrong reason to do it. It's a strange sequel to Naruto. I never had a chance to watch Naruto because by the time that I had access to it, it was already like 900 episodes in. And I'm not trying to get involved in a 900 episode shonen that's, I know half of that's got to be filler episodes. So. And I have an obsessive personality type, so I can't open that can of worms for myself. I know better. Strong, sirs. Thank you, Jonathan. Aliens just dropped his phone on his face. See, we're all getting a little sleepy tired. All getting a little sleepy tired here. What animes have I seen, Lenny? I mean, the basic white boy ones, I think. like Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online. I'm embarrassed that was the second one that came to mind. Various episodes of a few other things. I'm blanking right now, though. I'm super blanking. Fairy Tale? No, Seven Deadly Sins. Death Note. I've seen select episodes. Oh, One Punch Man. Does that even count? Because it's like satirical the whole time. A lot of like single season type things, honestly. It's 4 a.m. here. Got to get some sleep in. Get some rest, Yaya. Thanks for hanging out, my friend. But the stream's kind of winding down now anyway, so it's if you're looking to get out, go get some naps. We're just gonna be hanging out for a bit before I have to go and do some work, and I'll do my accessories off stream. Sword Art Online was a cool concept that went downhill. I mean, I liked it probably more than I should. Like, I knew what I was watching wasn't great in terms of like writing. Like, it wasn't anything like super impressive, but I enjoyed it. Have I seen Full Metal Alchemist? Okay, here's the thing about Full Metal Alchemist. I was going to watch it, but then that reminds me, Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero. I've watched those, but the same thing I ran into with the Fate series, I ran into with Full Metal Alchemist, which is where they did the re-adaptation. And so, am I supposed to watch Brotherhood, or am I supposed to watch the other one, or am I supposed to watch one, then the other one? And what do I do about the 11 episodes of overlap that's there? And so that's kind of one of those things where the idea that there's so much out there, and so many people have very strong opinions about how to go about getting into those things. I didn't want to get stuck, because I think, one of them's like a 30-episode arc, and the other one's like 65 or something. And they have different endings, which I don't know if I could handle that emotionally. I might look into it when I have some more free time and when I'm better at organizing my life more consistently, because I've been pretty good recently, but at the same time. Kick and Wing, only Ben would be singing so angelically before a deadlift set. That musical, man, if you guys haven't heard of it, Dear Evan Hansen, that entire soundtrack was my jam all day yesterday, where I was singing like during my squats, and the squats didn't feel fun. Like I was doing it anyway. Is good stuff. Good stuff. Made me cry, like a big old man cry, not like a you cry a little, no, like a life and feelings and your heart being torn out by emotions. That good stuff. Happy Ramadan, sir. Enjoy your fasting. How come you never wear shorts, Ben, when you train? Don't you get too hot and feel restrictive? Get hot sometimes. It's just something I started doing. I've worn them in the past. I just wear sweats. Started out something I did on deadlifts to protect my shins and to add some friction, make the movement harder. It kind of just carried over where I just like them more. And I'm just not really interested in walking around in shorts, I guess. I don't wear shorts very often, like in general either. I usually wear pants. Same thing. I don't ever wear shirts that don't have sleeves, ever. I do not wear them. Not my jam. Monica, last meal before the fast begins was at 3 a.m. The stream was on. Couldn't help it. Sorry, my friend. Ben in shorts because he has unicorn tattoo on his shin, hook strap tattoo on the other. Now I would be proud of that stuff. Or watch the original, then Brotherhood if you feel like. See, that's what I mean, Lenny. That's a big commitment. That's 95 episodes we're talking, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to it. It's my biggest issue isn't that I don't think I would like a lot of the shows. Because I have had lots of people say, "Oh, you should watch this show. It's great." And the problem is, if it is, then I want to watch it. And then I need to make sure that I spend my time where I should be spending my time consistently to the point where I don't allow myself to get overwhelmed by my natural tendencies to get drawn into things way harder than I should. Same problem with League of Legends, same problem when I was playing Call of Duty, and trying to be like super competitive with those games. And I just knew the amount of time I have to put in. And at least those weren't passive. Like, consuming content is something that I do enough passively anyway. Like, I spend most of my day on YouTube. And one of the reasons I have to meditate every single day and practice mindfulness is so that I can bring my attention back onto where I want it to be focused, because I'll set goals for myself for the day. And if they're not related to lifting, I have a really hard time following through with those. So, Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood are both worth watching for different reasons. Original's 51, I believe. Don't remember how long Brotherhood is. I'm pretty sure it's longer. Did I enjoy Death Note? I liked it up until, I don't want to spoil things. Until the part... until the part where something happens that was very divisive for the fan base. It divisived me pretty hard. I lost a lot of interest in that. It just seemed drawn out at that point. Called Interstellar Revolution animated. Is actually a 3-hour long movie. Very good. You crazy boys. In before copyright strike. What's the other one? Ajin. I started watching Ajin before I left Ellensburg. Currently, I would have to get my PlayStation fixed. I'm not interested in watching stuff on my computer. It's too easy for me to zone out and do other things. If I'm going to watch shows, I would want to do it on my PlayStation, and it's broken. So maybe until I fix that, I'm not going to start any new stuff. Death Note is your favorite anime of all time. Loved it. Have seen it like 10 more times. I mean, I really liked Attack on Titan, right? The first season, I watched the first season like 6 times. I read through the entire manga as it came out month by month. And then One Punch Man. Manny, I never watched Berserk. I watched like reduced versions of a lot of shows. A lot of shows that I never really got into myself. I would just watch like reviews of them and like synopsis of episodes. I consume a lot of media that way. Oh, excuse me. Where if I feel like I don't have time to like take in an experience, then I'll try to get an idea of that experience through someone else's telling of that experience. Maybe it's weird to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. So weird. Lenny, you enjoyed Attack on Titan 2 and One Punch Man was funny? Yeah. I'm interested. I'm actually holding off on watching the Attack on Titan Season 2 episodes until the entire season's like done, so that I can just watch them all in one go. Doesn't eat pizza but watches anime? I know, right? Not actively. I would go through phases, right? Like, I watched all of Sword Art Online in like 3 days. Like, the whole 24-episode arc. I would be honest and say in 2 days, but I'm trying to make it sound a little better, so I'll say 3. Big Lenny Jr. I know you don't have a whole lot of time, but I would recommend Code Geass as well. What's that one about? Sounds familiar. Is that the one where Netflix did the one-off anime short kind of thing too? Or it was like a digitally animated one? Or am I imagining those and conflating them and they're not accurate? 50 episodes. Yeah, anytime it goes over 25, because Ajin's only like 25 and I got most of the way through and never finished it. Manny, yeah, I do the same because I'm limited on time and can't really watch them all. You don't think so? Lenny, probably not. Aliens, I just wish Halfthor Bjornsson got more screen time on Game of Thrones. That's a show. That's a show where I just watched other people's reactions to episodes, and I enjoyed that more than watching the episodes myself. Because I watched the first and second season with Jess, and it was good. I liked it. The storytelling narrative, but I was way more interested in hearing everyone else's reactions, so I just stopped watching the episodes and instead just watched everybody's reviews. Like, everyone was doing, like, recaps, like hour-long recaps. I actually ended up spending way more time on that show than I would have just watching the show. I don't understand how my brain works sometimes. So I know everything that happened in it. I know everything that happened in it probably more in depth than people who watched the episode, because I was watching people go through and deconstruct the episodes from multiple different perspectives and understanding like the cinematography. So like when I'd talk to Jess, because her family would watch Game of Thrones, we'd talk about the episodes and I would know stuff like, oh yeah, this is something they did while they were filming it. And she'd be like, okay, I just watched the show. Honestly, I prefer watching cartoons over most live action shows. No spoilers, please. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, man. I try to be pretty sensitive because spoilers don't affect me. I mean, like I said, I would usually listen to someone tell me about the show without even needing to watch it first. But I understand that that's not everybody's experience, and some people really want that for themselves. So, I will not spoil. I will not. I did not finish this oatmeal. It's gonna be gross. Oh, it's disgusting. Because the most annoying thing for someone to do on stream is to eat into the microphone, right? Night, aliens. You can go to sleep. You can catch the next stream or in Discord if I get the app downloaded. Then you know Aliens hasn't even seen Interstellar. What a failure. Manny, I think I saw her post that on Facebook. I just got my girlfriend in a Game of Thrones and now she's hooked. My life is complete. Good luck. Monica, yes, you can tell when people are eating on the phone. Yeah. Ben Rice eating not rice while weightlifting ASMR. That's what it's supposed to be, just like, if I just talk in this voice really quietly in the microphone. Unfortunately, ASMR does not work on me. When I hear people talking about it who it works on, they describe it as like that tingly feeling, like someone's like giving your brain a scalp massage or something. And yeah, Bonica, woohoo, season 3 of Game of Thrones. Well, almost season 4. You go, girl. What are they on now? What season is about to start? People are flipping their shenanigans about it. Ben Oatmeal. Don't understand. It just makes me uncomfortable, if anything. The food thing? Oh, the ASMR. That's what you're talking about. Made me laugh way harder than I should. The microphone is far away for you. While I'm working, I can tell. Good excuse for me to watch it all over again. That's right, Manny. Season 7? Goodness gracious. You guys. Season 7 starting now. It's the one everyone's talking about. Okay. I'll wait for it. I'll wait for everybody to start doing their episode reviews, and then I'll get caught up. Have I ever heard of frisson? It's like the opposite of ASMR, when music makes you all hyped and gives you the tingles. I've had that. Okay. I can... That's probably what I would describe the feeling that I was getting through the songs from that musical yesterday when I was listening to the soundtrack, and I was getting like feelings. The chat's stopping you, Bonica? What are you talking about, girl? Goodbye, internet friends. Good night, aliens. Have some good naps. I don't have slow mode on. Wait, did what go through? You said, oh my god, the chat is stopping me. Yeah. Can you not read your own comments, girl? Is that what's up? Andreas, you're out. Goodbye, my friend. I got your update. You messaged me. Thank you for reminding me with your presence here. It said you sent too many messages. Take a break. Stop spamming the chat, Bonica. Stop spamming the chat. There's a little cooldown in case someone's just spamming things, but it's not even on slow mode. Just give it a minute. The chat wasn't letting me send Big Lenny save the day. I don't think he didn't. Lenny didn't do anything. You just need to settle down a little bit sometimes. You get real excited. Real excited, guy. Everybody gotta know. Oh, goodness gracious. I guess I spam. Lenny saved the day many a time when he slayed the OBS demon that was stopping the stream with his donation that saved us all. I think when we ended up, I single-handedly fixed the stream countless times. Yep. Countless times? I count 1.5 maybe, though. I count 1.5. And then you threatened to dox me without knowing what it meant, and then the stream dropped, and so that was a danger. That was a danger time for the emotions. Oh man. So we got about we're gonna shut this down at 9:30 my time, so about another 8 minutes. So if people have any other thoughts, other than Bonika and Lenny were talking about movies and shows and stuff, which is cool and I loves it, but. Finish. The session is finished. The stream session is finished. We're just hanging out now. Characters. I can't read your language. I'm sorry. If you continue if I counted the amount of times you've saved the day, you'd die of old age before you finish counting. Well, I can count to 2 pretty quick, Lenny, and that might even be a little generous. That's how many times I saved the day. It's laughing emojis. So do you guys think if I order new sleeves that I can get a new pair before the meet in 2 weeks? Or a week and a half? Because that's just stressing me out. What to talk about, Monika? Lenny can't count it all. That's sad. You made me sad. Don't sad here. What to talk about? Well, honestly, whatever you guys want to talk about, because I'm just, and if nobody has any thoughts, we'd just probably shut it down even before that. Be my shortest stream ever, under 2 hours. Manny, goals for Raw Nats, 218, get picture with Ben and Bonika. There you go, Manny. Good times. Ahmed, hey Ben. Hello, you've been a subscriber for a few years now, but it's my first time on stream. Well, welcome. Sorry that it's so late in the stream. Just want to say your videos are a huge inspiration for me. Keep doing what you do. I appreciate that very much, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bonika, call Anderson Powerlifting. Oh, no, we're not. Tomorrow morning, get Cheryl, and they will ship out tomorrow for you. Do it over the phone. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Oliver, we should talk about Trump. Oof. Well, that would be a. I mean, what about? What about? I guess. I'll be open and honest. My experiences and the things that I've seen have not super impressed me, but he is our president, and so my hope is that he succeeds in doing good things for the country and for people in general. I'm not sure he's been demonstrating that, but I still hope for him to make good decisions and be led in positive ways to make good decisions. Anthony, hello. Say a birthday shout out for my cousin, Chris Montoya. Congratulations for his graduation for finishing school as an electrical engineer. Whoa, there you go. So I can send this vid to him. There you go. Chris Montoya, congrats on graduating. You smart boy. Electrical engineer. That's smart things. Good stuff. Manny, why I hide all the time at meets, or I'm commentating now during the meets. No, Bonika, you will take a. Manny's one of my lifters. We'll get a picture. It'll be good. Lenny's saying that he saw you on r/powerlifting. It's a Reddit thread, a sub-thread, a threadit. Ben can curl 555 on stream, then say you should be able to curl your conventional deadlift. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If you're balanced. I'm not very balanced though. Here's the sad thing. I can actually curl more than my conventional deadlift. That's how bad the deadlift is. Because your conventional doesn't matter. Go away, bug. Go away. Be gone with you. Ooh, a thread. Thank you, man. You're welcome, Anthony. Crazy. It's crazy, right? Crazy balanced. Rack curls above the knee for lockout. Let's see it, Benefy. I don't like to brag or be showing off too much, Lenny. Can't be making people feel too bad with my extreme curling skills and abilities. Some guy did an interview with you, I think. You guys dig calves. Anthony, you got here late, real late, man. We're like 3 minutes till stream nap time, basically. I'm not sure what the deal's going to be on Saturday. What's the workout going to be? Workout on Saturday. 645 single, 610 single, 660 for 2 doubles on conventional or on sumo deads. 2 bench press singles at 355, 5 doubles at also 355. When your work sets and your top sets are the same weight. Feels good, man. Ben stream for another 30 minutes. Nah, man, I've got stuff I need to do, and I'm really actually proud of myself for finishing enough that we can finish this stream in around 2 hours. It was a while ago, don't remember when. Bonica. You should just check out Reddit/powerlifting in the first place. It's a good little sub thread to go to. No bugs. Go away. Get out of my oatmeals. I've got to still eat that. Can't go wasting carbs. Carbs? What's the carbs? Alright, I'm getting loopy, friends. Loops are Ben right now. And I have some real work to do because I wasn't originally planning on going to the bakery tomorrow, so I need to get some stuff done. Yes, Lenny, as far as subreddits go, the powerlifting one is a pretty nice community. I've seen some real not so nice ones, probably because I follow too much competitive League of Legends. But to anybody who's watching this after the fact, I want to say thank you. Thank you for checking it out. Let me know in the comments that will show up after this is posted officially if you got to the end of the VOD. And for everybody who was here, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. To aliens who left and Brandon, who may or may not still be here, thank you guys so much for the generous donations. You guys are definitely feeding Chester this week. Appreciated. When I bend the bar, it feels like my elbows want to go inside, but I don't want the elbows to flare. But don't you want the elbows to flare on the ascent? You don't want them to stay tucked because you can't straighten the arm in that position, and you can't like extend. So the idea of maybe flare it like that, rotating it back to your face, will help you lock out. Lenny says, Ben, if you leave, I'll still Chester in the night. You can try. He is much harder to carry than you would think. I only make it look so easy because I'm so strong. Ahmed, when do I normally stream? I'd like to catch the next one. Tuesdays and Saturdays are my normal stream days. Next week, it's going to be a little thrown off since we've got the meet, not this weekend, but next weekend. But then afterwards, I'm planning on trying to return to the same stream schedule. Usually in the late afternoon, early evening is kind of the idea now for those times. And I'm going to try and get better of putting up notifications before I stream with like when I'm planning on starting. That worked pretty well this time. I was able to announce the stream, I guess, like an hour beforehand, and I think that helped some people find it. What about you, Jason? What about you? Fine, go to work, says Bonica. You go to bed, girl. What are you still doing up? Shoot, get some nap times. Yes. Bonica, you are probably the worst at hide and go seek because you giggle the entire time. You'll be so easy to find at nationals. We will find you and take the picture. Anthony, good night. Good night, Chester. My cat Turbo says meow. Good night, Turbo. Perfect. Thanks for the heads up. You're welcome, Ahmed. Hopefully I can stick to that schedule. If you're ever curious, I try to post on my Facebook, on Twitter, which I have like a really pitiful. I never pushed my Twitter. I should have when back in the day. Anyway, or join the Discord. In the Discord server gives automatic updates to whatever apps you're logged into whenever I go live, either here or when we eventually do switch to Twitch TV. So good night, my friends. Thank you all so much for the time and the talks and the energy and the feels and the enjoyment that we got to share together. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. And yeah, I will talk to you for sure during the next stream. I've got the video footage from my last week of workouts ready to go. I just need to edit it together and have a normal video up. So gonna be doing that, and got some coachy programmy things that I need to be doing tonight. Other than that, I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you so much. Good night, goodbye, good day, all the goods. Have them all. What's up?